Hello everyone, I'm Amanda Salinas and thank you for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive where we're taking a look at some of the most talked about crime stories this week around Texas. We start in Austin where police are investigating a suspicious death at an apartment complex. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the latest.
It's Halloween night and the scene looks the part, but it's not decoration.
If it were me and my kids, I would stay home and not trick-or-treat because the area is dangerous.
Austin police received a call at around 10:25 this morning from the Cameron apartment homes off McKee Drive in Northeast Austin.
People who live in the apartment, I suggest you be very careful.
Officials say the property manager found a black male in his 30s laying in a bathroom dead in what was supposed to be a vacant apartment.
We don't have a time frame of how long they were there.
Fox 7 Austin reached out to the managing agency of the complex to find out how often vacant units are checked, and we haven't heard back. This is being investigated by the homicide unit as a suspicious death.
They're still talking to people who were present on scene, but I'm not sure if anyone other than the complainant actually observed the male.
The unknown has neighbors worried about their safety.
In this area in North Austin, people live in fear of shootings and violence. If you go to the store, you're in fear of getting assaulted or robbed. This area is dangerous.
They say more needs to be done to help keep them safe.
I think we need more police presence in the area to patrol the area so we can avoid situations like this.
That was Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis reporting. A man is dead after a shooting in Austin's entertainment district, and the suspect is still at large. The shooting happened just before 5 a.m. Sunday, October 30th on East 7th Street between Sabine and Red River. An officer who was on patrol in the area heard gunshots and rushed to the scene.
That officer investigated and quickly found a male suffering obvious trauma to the upper torso. Life-saving measures were attempted. The wounded subject was transported to a local hospital where he unfortunately succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased.
No arrests have been made and police have no description of a suspect, though they do believe this is an isolated incident. If you have any information, you're urged to call Austin PD. Police have arrested a man accused of several shootings that took place early last month in South Austin. One of the victims, who was most seriously injured, spoke to Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen. She brings us the story.
That victim says he was scared for his life, and he's one of 3 victims that were hit by bullets.
33-year-old KB Crowder charged with 4 counts of aggravated assault. His arrest meaning victims can breathe a little easier. One victim who was shot by Crowder and didn't want to be identified for safety reasons says he feels
relief because back in my head, after I got out of the hospital, I was traumatized. I was scared. I was paranoid. I don't know if somebody was out there to kill me or if somebody had a grudge against me or if this was a random shooting.
On September 2nd, his truck broke down near South Congress and Eberhart.
All of a sudden, just hear gunshots and he pretty much emptied a clip on me, but only 5 of them hit me in my legs.
He ran towards the gas station for help.
I was losing consciousness. A cop arrived on scene, and right when he got there, he made it just on time to actually save my life because I was pretty much seeing the darkness and I was scared.
He says he's grateful for the first responders.
I kept on asking the officers, don't let me die, don't let me die.
And he's not the only victim in a string of shootings.
I just was lost in why the guy chose me to shoot me. I didn't know the guy, period. Like, I never seen him in my life.
Police say on August 30th, near South I-35 in Old Torf, a witness pointed out Crowder rummaging through the bed of a pickup truck. When he saw he was being watched, he drove off while firing several rounds. No one was hurt. 2 days later, police say Crowder fired at a person in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven near South I-35 and William Cannon Drive. The victim wasn't hurt. On September 14th, 2 victims were in a car at William Cannon Drive and Bluff Springs Road when Crowder went up to them and fired several rounds, hitting both of them in the arms. Both are expected to be okay. The casings from each scene linked the shootings in a ballistic system. The victim, who was shot in the legs, was in the hospital for a week and a half, saying this about the suspect.
When I was dying, I asked Jesus to forgive him. You know, everybody makes their mistakes, but, you know, taking somebody's life that had nothing to do with what's going on in his life is it's pretty drastic, you know. Like, I hope he does better. I hope he gets his time, but also at the same time, I hope he opens his eyes and the reality what's going on.
And that victim says it took about a month to fully recover, and he still has to take breaks from walking. Reporting downtown, Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
A cousin of Vanessa Guillen, the soldier who was murdered at Fort Hood, was shot in the head recently. The family of 16-year-old Manor High School student Ulan Guillen says he remains in critical condition. Fox 7 Austin's Amanda Reese has the story.
He's just a good person in general.
Jose Guillen has spent the past few days at his son Ulan Guillen's side at Del Seaton Medical Center.
A lot of pain because he's not doing well.
Jose says he, his wife, and other family members have been there ever since they got the call on Monday that his son was shot in the head.
He's only 16 years old, and he has a whole life ahead of him. You know, college, kids, marriage life, and just to see him in that bed is just heartbreaking.
It's a call this family never imagined they would ever receive about the 16-year-old high school student.
He's at a place where he shouldn't be at. You know, he doesn't deserve to be laying down on the bed dying because someone just decided to do that to him. So I feel miserable.
Information has been limited as to what exactly happened, but Fox 7 has been told by the family that the shooting happened near P. Terry's on Highway 71 in the middle of the day. Ulan was hospitalized for being shot in the head and remains in critical condition. Another teenager was treated at the hospital, then released. The family says it's believed a few other high school students were involved in the shooting.
We are calling for justice. We're calling for justice for my cousin because we don't know if he'll be here with us tomorrow.
Amanda Ruiz, Fox 7 Austin News.
A University of Texas student who was briefly kidnapped near her apartment is safe and recovering. As the search for the man who took her continues, the head of student safety group called on state troopers to provide new safety patrols. Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski has the details.
The attack on the UT student happened near the intersection of 27th Street and Nueces early Sunday morning. Fox 7 is told the student was not severely injured when she escaped a few blocks away. The student had been grabbed and thrown into a car. Her screams were heard by nearby private security officers, according to Joelle McNew with Safe Horns.
You have a short period of time, a window to get away, and that is the goal. If you're in a situation like this, you've got to draw attention to yourself, make a lot of noise, fight back, and get away.
An alert about the attack was sent out to UT students.
Just a little bit nervous, but otherwise feel sorry for whoever got kidnapped.
So what are you doing differently now, if anything?
Not really a whole lot, just being more prepared, I guess.
A noisemaker is good to have.
This is a birdie sound alarm. A lot of students do carry it.
Recognizing that it's a signal for help is also important. If you don't have any protection devices, McNew says improvise.
A pen can be carried anywhere with you. Once you're walking, especially if you're alone somewhere and not feeling safe, you can have it in a hammer fist. If you were attacked, you can defend yourself by targeting any soft spot on the body. Now their DNA is in the tip of the pen.
I'm told that West Campus business and property owners have started talking about the possibility of setting up their own unified private security patrol in this area. McNew admits that doing that is going to take some time, which is why she wants the state to fill in the gap.
We're having crime every day. We need to have a bigger presence, and if it isn't with the University Police or Austin Police, then we beg the DPS to come back over here and be a presence in our community while we work together to collaborate to create these changes that we want to see.
Police only have a vague description of the Sunday morning kidnapper. We're told he was driving a dark, late-model sedan, possibly a Lincoln Town Car.
That was Fox 7 Austin's Rudy Koski reporting. To Dallas now, where family members of victims of convicted serial killer Billy Shamirmir gathered for a moment of silence. They wanted to read the names of all the victims whose cases were dismissed by the Dallas County DA, as was expected, after Shamirmir was convicted of 2 murders and given 2 life sentences. He was indicted for the murder of 20 other seniors and elderly women in Dallas and Collin counties. Fox's Lori Brown from our sister station in Dallas has the story.
We understood that our cases would be dismissed. We do not fit the cookie cutter system for justice with so many victims.
Billy Shamirmir is serving 2 life sentences for capital murder, but was indicted for 20 more cases. In 11 of those cases, family members learned October 21st he will never be tried.
When we got the word last Friday that the cases had gone through the courts and were finally dismissed, it still was a bit of a gut punch.
A lot of those cases were used as extraneous offenses. The DA got to put them in to help prove his guilt in the case they had on trial. So they're very valuable.
Attorney Toby Shook is not involved in this case, but spent many years in the DA's office.
But it really doesn't make a lot of, sense with the system to keep trying him over and over again. And that's the reason they have to dismiss the other cases.
Shannon Dion's mother, Dolores Gleason, was killed in her apartment at the Tradition Prestonwood 6 years ago.
6 years ago today, I kissed my mother goodbye in the afternoon, Friday, October 28th, 2016. She lived in the apartment up there, and I did not know that that would be the last time I would see my mother alive.
This Friday, a moment of silence to remember her and the 11 Dallas County cases that have now been dismissed.
The thought was, how can we connect our loved ones' names to the terrible crime that happened? That's why we are here.
Dan Prost was there to remember his aunt.
This is not rain. These are the tears of our angels.
Karen Harris's mother, Miriam Nelson, was one of the 9 cases Shamirmir was indicted on in Collin County. Collin County's District Attorney Greg Willis has not yet decided if he will pursue the death penalty.
If you have 22 indictments of capital murder and you don't get the death penalty, why does the state of Texas have the death penalty? This is the most egregious crime. It deserves the most egregious sentence.
Dion says she is now focused on making senior living establishments safer.
We would like to see all visitors sign in and have name tags. We would like all the entrances secured, monitored, at least with cameras. We would like the properties to share with the residents what criminal activity has occurred on the property.
Lori Brown, Fox 4 News.
We end in El Paso, where police are investigating after finding the body of a man whose wife reported him missing. Fox's Nesaya Mancini reports.
After 2 days of searching, police have confirmed that a 30-year-old hiker has been found dead in northeast El Paso near Chuck Heinrich Memorial Park. Police say Friday, around 8:30 p.m., a woman reported her husband was missing, saying he did not come back from a hike near Chuck Heinrich Memorial Park. A search began for the man just yesterday, and officials say they could not locate the man because it got too dark and they had limited resources.
The search did start up again today, where the individual was located and he was found deceased.
After the second search was conducted today, it was determined that the male that was deceased is around 30 years old. Police could not give a reason as to why the hiker was in the mountains, but said that the Crimes Against Person unit is now investigating the incident. Police say that the cause of the death is still unknown, as it's still up to the medical examiner to determine it. This is an ongoing investigation, and of course, we'll keep you updated both on air and online once we receive more information. For now, reporting, Nesaya Mancini, KFOX 14 News at 9.
Thank you for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday night on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. To learn more about the stories featured today, look for the links below this video. You can also find more stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.